හරිම සුමුදුයි.
Tonight on First at 9 this Monday, the 1st of January 2024. 2024, Sri Lankans celebrate the New Year with joy and hope. President Wickremesinghe bids everyone a Happy New Year while pointing to national responsibility. Prices on the rise. Sri Lanka sees its first fuel price revision of 2024 as the 18% increase of VAT comes into effect. Eco-friendly. Sri Lanka plans to create eco-industrial parks in the country in partnership with China. Kandy to be Sri Lanka's first eco-industrial park.
ඔබේ විශ්වාසය දෙනු සෙන්සුරයින් දැන් ළඟමැති ෆාමසියෙන් ලබාගත හැක.
නියම මෝල්ට් සාරය සමග මැලිබන් මෝල්ට් දැන් රුපියල් 750ක් පමණයි.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and a Happy New Year. You're joining the first news bulletin by AdaDerana First at 9 for 2024. I'm AdaDerana joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and around the world. Now in your top story tonight, Sri Lankans welcomed 2024 with hope in their hearts for an economically stronger and resilient nation. The streets of Colombo were filled with color and light and the skies were adorned with breathtaking fireworks as the country stepped into the new year at the stroke of midnight. Now let us take you around Sri Lanka and the world too to see how everyone welcomed 2024.
Amidst an economic crisis, the people of Sri Lanka did not forget to welcome the new year with joy and unwavering hope. As the country stepped into 2024, the sky was lit up with fireworks and the streets of Colombo were flocked with people. Many visited Sri Lanka's first revolving restaurant, the Blue Orbit, at the Lotus Tower to enjoy the beauty of Colombo's nightlife while enjoying exquisite meals as 2024 gradually approached. Meanwhile, crowds gathered at the Gore Face premises, the port city and many other locations around Colombo to welcome the new year. Spreading the joy during New Year's Eve, many extravagant musical shows were organized across Colombo. In the meantime, almost all of the five-star hotels in Colombo were packed with tourists who had visited Sri Lanka to welcome the new year in paradise. Meanwhile, many Sri Lankans in the culturally and religiously diverse island welcomed the new year seeking blessings in comfort of their respective religions. Particularly, a large number of devotees were seen at the sacred temple of Toothwelly King Kandy, the Jayasree Ma Bodhi and Ruanwali Mahasaya in Anuradhapura, the Kalani Raja Mahaviharaya and the St. Anthony's Shrine in Kochikade. Numerous delightful celebrations were organized around the world too to welcome the new year with gusto. Fireworks lit up the sky in Sydney as Australia entered 2024. Likewise, celebrations with pomp and circumstance were held in China, Thailand and neighbouring India. Meanwhile, halfway across the world in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, 2024 was welcomed with a spectacular fireworks display at the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest man-made structure. England welcomed the new year with picturesque light shows and fireworks.
London, baby.
Brazil's Rio de Janeiro, dubbed the Marvelous City, celebrated the new year with marvelous displays of fireworks. The world-famous Times Square, with perhaps the grandest New Year celebration in the entire world, welcomed 2024 with showers of confetti and fireworks as thousands gathered to watch the infamous ball drop, marking the dawn of 2024. One of the most isolated nations of the world, North Korea, too welcomed the New Year with a flamboyant celebration. North Korea's President Kim Jong-un graced this rare occasion, which was held at the Rungrado 1st of May Stadium at Pyongyang.
Now issuing his New Year message to the people of Sri Lanka, President Ranil Wickremesinghe highlighted that it is the responsibility of each and every Sri Lankan to contribute for Sri Lanka's revival. In the meantime, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena highlighted that he is determined to move the country towards a productive economy by empowering the new generation. Now let's take a look at how President Ranil Wickremesinghe, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and the opposition leader Sajith Premadasa bid all Sri Lankans a very happy new year.
As Sri Lanka stepped into 2023 with hope in their hearts, President Ranil Wickremesinghe in his message stated, Sri Lankans must continue to forge ahead in this demanding path, one that is not adorned with flowers but with formidable challenges in order to achieve economic stability. He went on to say that it is every Sri Lankan's responsibility to contribute to this national resurgence. President Wickremesinghe added that recognizing and fulfilling this collective responsibility is crucial for rebuilding the nation. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, issuing his statement, said Sri Lankans must work together with dedication for a prosperous future in a disciplined and democratic society by aiding in the implementation of the challenging program of creating a new era in all economic, political, social and cultural fields. He added that he recollects the challenging work done by Sri Lanka's farmers in face of the food and economic crisis faced by the country last year. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena emphasized that he is determined to move the country towards a productive economy by empowering the new generation through innovative concepts with an entrepreneurial mindset. In the meantime, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa highlighted that 2023 did not bring any joy to the people of Sri Lanka and instead was a year which was not successful. In his message, the opposition leader emphasized that the only way to come out of the crisis is through establishing a government with the people's mandate by holding elections this year. Further, he highlighted that the opposition is committed towards continuing to serve the people of this country, unlike any previous opposition in the history of Sri Lanka since independence.
Now, meanwhile, Global Ambassador for Peace, Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar, says that it is important for all leaders to not lose long-term goodwill for short-term gain. Joining a special edition of At Hyde Park with Indivari Amuwatte in Bangalore, India, Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar, reminiscing his contributions to bring peace during the dark chapters of Sri Lanka's civil war, says that leaders must first have peace, which is a preamble for hope throughout the world. Further expressing his views on the matter, Gurudev highlights that all leaders in all fields transcending politics must have a broader vision which can only come with clarity.
As a global ambassador for peace, you call for peace, prosperity of the entire humankind. I'd like to go back to Sri Lanka, where we have suffered war, an economic crisis, and thereon people have lost faith in the political establishment. Why it is important for a nation, setting a collective intention can help a nation overcome the frustrations and the gravity and the depth of the crisis.
Peaceful individual and create peaceful society in the world. If the leaders are not peaceful, if they have perceived threat from the others, that's what happened in Sri Lanka. See, I went to Kilinochchi to meet Prabhakaran because I met Rajapaksa and he also was willing to come on a peace talk. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. They could have done it because that arrogance, whatever the concept in their mind of I am more powerful, I can do everything, that led such a big disaster. So I would say, especially leaders must have peace, number one. When they embrace all community, religion, class of people and work for them as a servant of people, only then there is hope for the world. So it's not just few leaders, but all the leaders of society, not just political leaders, but in every field we need leaders to have broader vision. And that can come when they have clarity and peace of mind. So it is very important for the global health or happiness to be sustained. You need meditation.
Going back again to Sri Lanka's situation, you speak a lot about leaders, how they should rule, how they should govern. Corruption, malpractice led to an economic crisis or degradation of society. But how do you advise rulers to lead and govern with love for their own people?
You know, I ask the leaders usually, how would you like to be remembered? For a short-term gain, if you do corrupt practices, on a long term, you will not be remembered as a good statesman. And I tell you, many of them have even not thought about their long term, the perception of people. For short term gains, if you lose your long term goodwill or name, then it's not a smart thing to do. Second, I say, don't remain in the coterie of people around you. And sometimes that blocks you from getting the real information. So I tell them to keep your boundaries open and continue to interact with people. Third, I would say, again and again review your own actions and your own decisions. Many times you would feel, I should have taken different decision or it would have been better. And those moments, better not to keep justifying what has happened, rather acknowledge and move on. And take everyone along with you. Listen to everybody, but do what you need to do. These are some of the these are simple management principles. And on top of all this, I say, there is tremendous pressure on politicians. They are not bad people as public sometimes perceive them. They have tremendous pressure. So in so much pressure, the stress is inevitable. You should take some time to get rid of your own stress and find that inner peace.
Now, several goods including mobile phones, liquor and cigarettes saw a price increase, while the prices of fuel and gas were also raised following the 18% VAT hike which came into effect from today. Meanwhile, speaking in this regard, both the Minister of Trade Nalin Fernando and the State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe assured that there is no significant rise in prices as alleged by the opposition and other politicians.
Sri Lanka had its first fuel price revision for 2024 as the 18% value-added tax came into effect at 5 a.m. today. According to the latest price revision announced by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, octane 92 petrol was increased by 20 rupees and currently stands at 366 rupees per litre. 95 octane petrol, which was sold at 426 rupees previously, saw a 38 rupee price increase following the price revision. The new price of the 95 octane petrol stands at 464 rupees. Meanwhile, the new price of the auto diesel stood at 358 rupees, while the price of super diesel ended up at 475 rupees. Accordingly, both auto diesel and super diesel saw price increases of 29 rupees and 41 rupees respectively. However, in contrast, the price of kerosene saw a reduction of 11 rupees and currently stands at 236 rupees. In addition, the Lanka Indian Oil Corporation revised the fuel prices in line with the prices of Sipetco, while the Sinopec Oil Company announced the octane 92 petrol and the auto diesel will be sold at 3 rupees less than the revised fuel prices. Against this backdrop, long queues were observed near petrol sheds in many parts of the country last evening. Following the latest fuel price revision, the three-wheeler fares have also been increased. However, the Private Bus Owners Association says that fares will not be increased.
බස්ගාසු පිළිබඳ ජාතික ප්‍රතිපත්තියේ ප්‍රතිපාදනයක් මත සහ මිල සූත්‍රය මත නෛතික හැකියාවක් නැහැ බස්ගාසු වැඩි කරන්න. අඩු වෙනකොට අපි අඩු කරන්නේ 104% වෙනස් වුණත් වැඩි කරනකොට වැඩි කරන්නේ 104. දැන් ගිය මාස 27ක් අඩු වුණා අපි අඩු කරේ නැහැ බස්ගාසු. බස්ගාසු වැඩි වීම සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
In the meantime, the state-run domestic gas supplier Litrogas Lanka too announced the revision of gas prices effective from today. Accordingly, the 12.5 kilogram gas cylinder saw a price hike of 685 rupees to end at 4,250 rupees. Further, the price of a 5 kilogram gas cylinder was increased by 276 rupees and the new price is recorded at 1,707 rupees, while the 2.3 kilogram cylinder is priced at 795 rupees, following a 127 rupee increase.
ජනවාරි පළවෙනිදා ඉඳලම මේක ඇප්ලයි වෙනවා අදාළ වෙනවා. නැවත වතාවක් මිල ආයි අපි මේ මාසෙට අදාළව සංශෝධනය කිරීමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේ රුපියල් 4259 මිල අපි මේ මාසෙ තුල දිගටම තියාගෙන යනවා.
Love's Gas PLC, meanwhile, also decided to raise prices of its domestic LP gas cylinders with effect from today. Accordingly, the price of a 12.5 kilogram cylinder has been increased by 755 rupees to 4,740 rupees, while the price of the 5 kilogram cylinder has been increased by 305 rupees to 1,900 rupees. Concurrently, the Mobile Phone Sales and Dealers Association yesterday said that prices of all types of mobile phones will be increased by nearly 35% from today onwards. The association further raised expectations over the decline of purchases by about 50% in the mobile phone market, in line with the price hike. Further, the Distilleries Company of Sri Lanka PLC announced that liquor prices will be raised with effect from today. Accordingly, the price of a 750 milliliter bottle of liquor will be up by 90 rupees. Meanwhile, a gazette notification has been issued by the Ministry of Finance, increasing the excise duty on liquor with effect from today. As per the gazette issued, the special arak manufactured in and issued from any licensed manufactory established in the country will levy a duty at the rate of 6,840 rupees. Further, the country-made foreign spirits manufactured will be levied a duty at the rate of 7,320 rupees. In addition, the prices of cigarettes were also increased from today onwards under 3 categories following the increase in excise duty and value-added tax. Accordingly, the Ceylon Tobacco Company PLC says the prices have been increased by 5 rupees, 15 rupees and 25 rupees per stick. While many trade unionists, civil society organizations, activists and politicians raised concerns over the sudden rise in prices following the tax hikes, Minister of Trade Nalin Fernando and the State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe today expressed their opinions on the matter.
අද ගෑස් මිල වැඩි වුණා. ඒ වගේම තෙල් මිල වැඩි වුණා. ඊට පස්සේ අනිත් ඒවාත් ඊට සාපේක්ෂව දැන් වැඩි වේගන යනවා. මේක ඇත්තටම ජනතාවට දැන් දරා ගන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවා.
මේ ඇතිවන බලපෑම පිළිබඳ අපි රටට හංගලා කිව්වේ නෑ. ඒක 102.5 අතර උද්දමනයට බලපෑමක් ඇති වෙනවා කියන කාරණා. ඒ හා සමගාමීව ආර්ථික ක්‍රියාවලියත් නැවත රටේ පරගැන්වීම සිදු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා අර්බුදයකින් මිදීම සඳහා රජයක් ගන්න උත්සාහයක් තුල වෙනම එක කාණ්ඩයක් හැටියට අරගෙන මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට විසඳුමක් ලබා දෙන්න බෑ. මම ඒක සෑම අවස්ථාවකදීම ප්‍රකාශ කරන තත්ත්වය.
අර ජංගම දුරකථන අලෙවිකරුවන්ගේ සංගමය ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා 135කින් විතර වැඩි වෙනවා කියලා. අපි දන්නවා 118කින් වැඩි වුණේ යම් සමහර ඒවල 15 තිබ්බ. එතකොට වැඩි වෙන්නේ 3%යි. එහෙම සීමාවක් තියෙද්දි කොහොමද මේ වගේ තත්ත්වයන් වලට යන්නේ?
මහරජා කියනවා නම් වැට් නිසා මිල ගණන් වැඩි වුණා කියලා ඒ අයගේ ලබා දෙන බිල්පත තුල කොතෙක් දුරට වැට් රෙජිස්ට්‍රේෂන් එක සඳහන්ද කියලා පරීක්ෂා කිරීමත් වැදගත් වෙවි. මොකද එහෙම නැති වුණොත් වෙන්නේ රජයට හිමි විය යුතු ආදායම ඔවුන්ගේ ලාභයේ බවට පරිවර්තනය කිරීමක් සිදු වෙනවා. ඒකටත් අපි මේ වෙනකොටම පියවර ගනිමින් ඉන්නවා.
වෙළඳ ඇමතිවරයා වශයෙන් මම සහතිකයක් දෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම පාරිභෝගික භාණ්ඩවල මිල වැඩිවීමක් කියන තරම් සිදු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද හේතුව අපි මේ එක බද්දක් වැඩි කර පමණින් ඒ බිල්ලමවල මෙයා කරන්න එපා රටේ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ තමයි මේක වැඩි වෙනවා කියන එක කිව්ව පමණින්ම බඩු මිල වැඩි වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
Now, in light of the tax increases and the price rises, President Ranil Wickremesinghe says he took unpopular and difficult decisions like increasing the value-added tax to build the country and create a future for its children. These remarks were made at the opening ceremony of the new Air Force headquarters established in Akureguda Defence Complex in Battaramulla.
විශ්ව 23 ආර්ථික වර්ධන වේගය ඍණ 3යි. ඒතයි බැලුවොත් පළවෙනි කාර්තු දෙකේ මාස 6 තමයි එහෙම විශාල අඩුවීමක් ඇති වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. විශේෂයෙන්ම අන්තිම කාර්තුවේදී ඍණ නෙමෙයි ධන. දැන් එන අවුරුද්දටම ඊට වඩා ඉදිරියට යන්න තියෙනවා. මම බලන්නේ ධන 100%ක් අරගන්න. දැන් රටවල් එකඟ වෙලා තියෙනවා අපිට සහනය දෙන්න. ඒත් ඊළඟට අහන ප්‍රශ්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ පුළුවන් ද අනාගතයේ මේ ණය ගෙවන්න. අන්න ඒකයි තියෙන ප්‍රධානම ප්‍රශ්නේ අපිට තියෙන්නේ. ඒ අනුව අපි මේ ගිය අවුරුද්දේ 23 රුපියල් ට්‍රිලියන 3.1ක ආදායම ගත්තා. වැඩියෙන්ම ආදායම. අපි වැඩියෙන් බදු එකතු කරා. 2024 අපිට තියෙනවා ට්‍රිලියන 4.2ක් රුපියල් එකතු කරන්න. ඒ සමාජ නිසා තමයි අපිට වැට් බදු ආපහු ප්‍රතිසංවිධානය කරන්නට සිදු වුණේ. අමාරු තීරණයක්. මං වටේ ඉන්න හැම එක්කෙනාට බලපානවා. මට බලපානවා. ඒත් ඒ තීරණය ගන්න සිදු වුණා. මම මේ වගකීම බාරගත්තේ ජනප්‍රිය වෙන්න නෙමෙයි. රට හදලා ඔබටත් ඔබේ දරුවන්ටත් අනාගතයක් බාර දෙන්න. ඒ වගේම තව එක බද්දක් දාන්න එන අවුරුද්දට. ඒ තමයි ධන බද්ද නැත්තම් මරාල බද්ද. ඒවා රටේ බහුතරයකට බලපාන්නේ නැහැ. 20 25 26 වෙනකොට රටේ ආර්ථිකය සාමාන්‍ය තත්වයකට ගේන්න පුළුවන්.
While 14,700 individuals of 4,000 families in 7 districts are reported to be affected by the recent uptick in inclement weather as the northeastern monsoons continue to affect several parts of the island. Owing to the adverse weather patterns, the National Building Research Organisation issued Level 3 red alerts to parts of the Kandy district.
Following the activation of the northeastern monsoon, torrential rains ensued throughout parts of the island, continuing to affect the lives of people. As the inclement weather patterns continued, a misty condition was observed in parts of Colombo this morning, while heavy downpours reported in the afternoon led to the inundation of several roads in Colombo. The Somavati sacred area and the surrounding areas remained inundated due to the overflowing of the Mahavali river as a result of the continuous rainfall. The Polonnaruwa-Batiklo main road, which had been submerged due to the spillover of the Mahavali river, was open today for heavy vehicular movement. In the meantime, several major rivers in the Galan-Bidunaweva Divisional Secretariat in the Anuradhapura district have started to overflow. Amidst the heavy downpours affecting parts of the country, several reservoirs continue to spill over. The main entrance to Eluwankolama in the Putlam district remains submerged due to the opening of the sluice gates of the Rajangani reservoir. Following the overflowing of the Muthukandi reservoir in Siyabalanduwa, several low-lying areas as well as the stretch of road between Siyabalanduwa and Ampara remain inundated. Against this backdrop, the Met Department forecasts that rains can be expected tomorrow in the eastern and Nuwa provinces and in Matale, Polonnaruwa and Nuwara districts, while few showers are likely in Northern Province and in Anuradhapura district. The department further stated that fairly heavy showers above 50 mm will occur in western and Sabaragamu provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts tomorrow. In other related news, several residences of the Alkumura and other surrounding areas in Badula Bibili Road were severely damaged following landslides which occurred due to heavy rains. Subsequent to the incident, the National Building Research Organisation issued Level 3 red alerts to parts of the Kandy district, while amber landslide warnings were issued to the Badula, Monragala and Nuwara districts. In addition, the Disaster Management Centre stated that 14,700 individuals of 4,432 families in 7 districts remained affected as a result of heavy downpours. As a result, Badula, Monaragala, Ratnapura, Trincomalee, Ampara, Nuwara and Anuradhapura were among the most affected areas due to inclement weather conditions.
Welcome back. Now, the Chinese Academy of Sciences and the Board of Investments recently concluded a series of meetings and fact-finding visits to the BOI zones to find opportunities for bilateral relationships. Collaborating with the Chinese Academy of Sciences, the Board of Investments plans to implement the integrated eco-industrial park concept, enhanced water quality testing facilities in the country, and engage in capacity building for Sri Lanka's BOI staff and enterprises. Commenting on the recent discussions with the BOI, the Chinese Academy of Sciences Director of the Department of Water Pollution Control Technology said that the sites to implement the said eco-industrial parks will be finalized during the joint research which will be concluded in Sri Lanka in the near future. However, based on the discussions had, Professor Wei believes that the Kandy Industrial Park will be Sri Lanka's first eco-industrial park.
Last December, I came here and had a very good discussion with the POI, University of Pennsylvania, and JRDC in the National Science Foundation. At that moment, we focused on the cooperation on the industrial wastewater treatment, solid wastewater treatment. So, and this year, we also had lots of discussion about the industrial park for this one. Based on Sri Lanka requirement and future economic development, the ecological industrial park is the top priority for the future cooperation. So that is our major purpose for our cooperation.
What is the eco-industrial park concept and how it contributes to our national economy?
For the ecological industrial park, this is different from the conventional industrial park. In the past, the conventional industrial park focus on the industrial development, economic development, not too much pay attention to the environment and also environment protection. For this one, we need to consider together industrial development, environment protection, and carbon neutral together. So that is different. We would like to make the industrial park sustainable development based on the UN SDG. For this EIP concept, how to put in use in Sri Lanka, that is very important. We should make it the customer tailored the EIP concept for Sri Lanka.
So what is the present situation of that? Is it possible to easily convert to the eco-industrial park?
For the EIP from conventional industrial park to EIP, maybe it's not so easy, but I think if we can select a good site to make demonstration, for example, Kandy Industrial Park. So your country is in the tropical area. The vegetation forest is very high. So this is a very good basis for your industrial park development and also your people. For the EIP industrial park, based on our experience, it takes a long time. So step by step, I think the first we need to make the framework for the EIP ecological industrial park. So what is the industrial park? What is suitable for Sri Lanka situation? So for example, we need a concept, the framework, like the baseline of things for this one. And the second, we also should make an investigation to identify key issue. And then we can make, through the investigation, we can make the evaluation. According to our past days discussion, I think Kandy in the industrial park will be selected as the joint research and site demonstration park for the future. So that is really good.
With that, Dilishka Dimel joins us now with a few thoughts to round off our first Market Outlook segment for the year.
From an equity perspective, the ASPI closed the year at 10,654, a 25% growth from 2022's closing of 8,502. We anticipate the volatility to remain in the market amidst the implementation of the VAT from the 1st of January, the slow recovery of the economy and the pending presidential elections. However, with pockets of opportunity for capital gains on the undervalued equities. CAL expects the market to reach 11,500 to 12,500 points in 2024 with the anticipated interest rate reduction of 100 to 200 basis points during the year, which will induce a portion of fixed income investments to flow into equity markets as well. From a fixed income perspective, the bill auction held on the 27th of December saw the total offering of 77.5 billion rupees being accepted, with the weighted average rate of the 3-month instrument declining 6 basis points to 14.51%. The bond auction held on the 28th of December offered a total of 155 billion rupees in 2, 4 and 6 year tenured bonds, out of which 141.1 billion rupees was accepted. We anticipate the declining interest rates will result in the rates declining around 100 basis points during the year as well.
Now let's take a look at the rupee exchange rates during the day today. Now, the Sri Lanka Export Development Board, in connection with the Input Promotion Desk of Germany, launched a series of capacity-building programs for export-oriented women-led businesses in the country. With that, let's take a look at our corporate news segment for the evening.
The Sri Lanka Export Development Board, in association with the Import Promotion Desk of Germany, initiated a series of capacity building programs for export-oriented women-led businesses in the country, aiming at fostering a new set of women-led exporters in the country. The training program was held at the EDB premises, which focused on sharing knowledge on market intelligence, EU market trends, effective sales techniques, and company essentials, with the presence of 19 selected export-ready businesses. Following this workshop, EDB plans to continue a hand-holding capacity building program for the women-led businesses selected for the project, enabling them to enter to the EU market. In the meantime, Sicilian tea factory in Kalavana in Ratnapura district has recorded the highest sale of over 3.8 million kilos in the year 2023 at the Colombo tea auction. The factory, which specialized in the orthodox and CTC black tea, said it contributed to 1.5% of total national production in 2023. Currently, the factory said around 10,500 smallholders and green leaf suppliers are registered with Sicilian so far. In other corporate news, Royal Cashews claimed the Gold Award in the medium category at National Chamber of Exporters of Sri Lanka Export Awards 2023. Royal Cashews, which was launched with the objective of taking Sri Lankan cashews to the international level, has currently become a group of companies in partnership with Royal Food Marketing Private Limited, Trust Lanka Suppliers Private Limited, and Greenway Asia Lanka Private Limited. Further, Royal Cashews cashew nut products are exported to several countries such as Canada, China, Malaysia, Japan, USA, Maldives, Switzerland, Britain, New Zealand, Germany, and Australia.
And with that, we wrap up the first edition of AdaDerana First at 9 for 2024. While wishing you a very happy new year, we also bid you a good night. Thank you.
For news and information you can trust 24 hours a day, visit AdaDerana.lk.